Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. My name's Mayanthi, I'm a qualified counsellor and I make videos on how I became a counsellor and what you might want to know if you're looking to become a counsellor as well. So in this video I wanted to answer some of the questions that some of you have been asking. I'm really sorry that it's taken me a while to get back to you. If you watched my last video, I shared that I've just become a mum. So I've got a newborn who's nearly 5 weeks old and it's been a bit hard managing with everything going on, but I still wanted to come on and make this video and try and answer some of your questions. So if you're interested, make sure to hit the subscribe button and also hit the thumbs up at the end if you like this video, and I will start answering some of your questions. So the first one is, good morning Mayanthi, I need your help. Please, I want to start a Bachelor of Counselling. I want to know if counselling is in high demand in Australia and what is the annual salary, and after finishing the degree, can I start my own practice? So there's a few questions in there. So basically, is counselling in high demand? It definitely is in high demand. The mental health industry is growing day by day. It's definitely becoming a big issue, I guess, all over the world. There is a high need for counsellors. Psychologists are definitely more in demand than counsellors, but it depends where you get a job as a counsellor as to whether that service is in high demand. If you have your own practice, it is obviously up to you to gain your client base, and that can be difficult, especially at the beginning. You have to get your name out there, you have to kind of promote yourself within the health industry, and that can be difficult as a counsellor. But it definitely can be done, and once you are kind of set up as a private practice, I'm sure you will get clients. In terms of the annual salary, it really depends again on where you're working. If you go into private practice, how much you decide to charge, and if you're charging, privately through clients, or if you're charging through the NDIS, which is the National Disability Insurance Scheme. It's really up to you as a counsellor what your rates are. So the annual salary really depends. If you're going to work in an organisation in sort of that case management, social work, counselling type role, then you could be earning, it really varies again, but between 60 to 90,000 Australian dollars a year. But yeah, again, it just depends on where you get that job and what the rates are at that time. In terms of, can you start your own private practice as a counsellor after doing your bachelor's? As I've mentioned in other videos, in Australia, the counselling field is not fully regulated yet. So anyone can basically call themselves a counsellor, set up a private practice. But obviously, and as I've said this before, as a counsellor, you are dealing with people's mental health, and it's best to be registered as a counsellor, which means you've got the right qualifications and you're keeping your supervision and kind of practice regulated. So you can register as a counsellor after you've done a bachelor's with I think either PACFA or ACA, which is the Australian Counselling Association. So just have a look at those websites to see if you would be eligible, and I would definitely recommend getting registered if you did want to run a private practice. So I hope that answers your question. I will now go on to the next question. The next question is, hi, thank you for making this video, as this is exactly where I'm at. I'm currently finishing my diploma in clinical hypnosis and psychotherapy and want to continue to study further. Psychology was always on my target. However, I do like also how counselling is structured. Is it hard to get into the Masters of Counselling? So I studied the Master of Counselling and Psychotherapy at Adelaide Uni, and I did that probably coming up to now 10 years ago. So it was a long time ago. When I got in, I didn't realise that it was actually hard to get in. Like, there were limited spots, and to get in I had to apply by writing, I think it was a 500 word kind of write up as to why I wanted to study that degree. They also looked at my marks from my Bachelor of Psychological Science, and then there was also an interview. So I think what helped me get in was I was doing a lot of extracurricular stuff. So I had set up a charity with a friend. I was doing, my YouTube and my social media stuff. I was in the community, doing different events and going to different events. So they look at what kind of extracurricular, community-based work you've done, or even volunteering. I was also volunteering at the Women's and Children's Hospital, and I think all of those things, a mixture of those things, really did help me get into that degree, because it just shows that you've got life experience, and as a counsellor they want people working as counsellors who can understand different people's human experience and be able to empathize and work with a broad range of people. So it is hard to get in, or it was hard to get in. I'm not sure how many spots they have now, but I think I would definitely recommend doing different things in your community to help you kind of look more kind of valuable as a counsellor. So the next question is, I'm thinking of starting a diploma in counselling. I live in Australia. Are there any books or materials that you recommend that I could read before starting, just to get an idea? I'm a bit worried if I can get through the course. Thanks in advance. First of all, it is normal to worry about getting into a new course and starting that course, and if you're able to do it or not. It's just a whole unknown, but I'm sure if you have the interest and the passion that you will really enjoy it and you will get through. In terms of books and materials, to be honest, I'm not a big reader. And I did get another question from someone else asking about any recommended books that they should read as well. So because I'm not a big reader, I am not the best person to advise on this, but my advice would be to contact your training provider, so whether it's your uni or TAFE or wherever you're doing the course with, and ask them if you can get the reading list in advance. So some unis and TAFEs or training providers will provide this, so that way you can get a bit of a head start and start with the readings that they are going to make you or going to want you to read for the actual course, because all these courses are very different. They teach different subjects or units, so it's best to try and do the reading materials that they provide rather than going in with other reading materials that they may not even touch on in the course. So I hope that helps answer your question. So the last question I'll answer for now is, thanks for the informative video. Can you please give brief details about the Diploma of Counselling and the outcome of that course? And can you get entry to any association through that? So to be honest, again, I haven't done the Diploma of Counselling, so I wouldn't be able to give you an idea of what that's about. But again, if you contact the TAFE or the training provider that you're thinking of doing the diploma with, they should be able to give you a course outline and what that all involves. Also, if anyone watching has done a Diploma of Counselling, it would be great if you could comment on this video and just give a brief outline or summary of how you found it and what you did in that course, because it might be helpful for others as well. And in terms of getting entry into a registration body, you would be able to register with, I think, the Australian Counselling Association. They have different levels of registration, so you would be able to start with a certain level of registration. Just have a look at their website and that will tell you where to register, and then you would have to continue your hours of practice and hours of supervision to continue going up the levels of registration. So I hope that helped answer some of your questions, and anyone else who's new here watching along, I hope that helped you as well. As I said earlier, I would love it if you could subscribe to my channel and like this video or give it the thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.